Hey guys, what if we told you that the Earth had a magnetic energy grid, and that one ancient civilization knew all about it? It sounds insane, but today we're going to share with you some shocking findings that are bringing scientists and researchers to their knees. Join us as we explore this crazy map made by the Olmecs, that may have been used to harness the powers of our planet itself. What secrets does it hold, and how did they make it? And, most importantly, why are the powers that be trying so hard to cover it up? We've all heard Billie Eilish's song about it, but what actually is the mysterious map of the Olmec? To answer that question, let's first take a closer look at the map itself. This mysterious artifact was discovered in the 1960s in the ancient city of Locobata in Mexico. It's unlike anything else that's ever been found before and has left experts baffled for decades. So what's so special about it? Well, as you can see, it's covered in strange symbols and markings that seem to show various locations around the world. But that's not all. There are also a series of concentric circles and lines radiating outwards from each point, which look eerily similar to the lines of magnetic force that surround the Earth. The Olmec civilization flourished in Mexico between 1200 and 400 BC, making them one of the earliest major cultures in the Americas. They were known for their colossal stone heads, intricate jade artifacts, and advanced understanding of astronomy. But details surrounding their society remain shrouded in mystery. In fact, historians still debate whether or not the Olmecs could even be classified as a civilization, since so little is known about them. What we do know is that they disappeared just as suddenly as they had risen to prominence, leaving behind no written records or clear evidence of their culture. So, who are the Olmecs, and how did they create such an advanced piece of technology? According to National Geographic, the Olmecs were masters of the cosmic clock, keeping time by observing the movements of celestial bodies above them. They constructed massive stone heads, which they placed at important sites along the equinox line, creating a sort of astronomical observatory. Additionally, it's believed that these stone heads represent the two greatest rulers of the empire, King Kukulkan and his son, King Tuch. Each head weighs over 50 tons and is decorated with a unique headdress featuring symbols that may represent constellations. But perhaps even more intriguing are the lines and circles etched into the stone, which appear to align with significant landmarks both near and far away. For example, there are markings on the heads that correspond with sacred cenotes deep within the Yucatan jungle, as well as on the distant horizon. Some researchers suggest that these alignments were used to track the passage of time and predict important events such as solstices. However, others believe that they served a more practical purpose, acting as pathways for the souls of the dead to travel along when they died. Now let's talk about the mysterious map itself. Carbon dating reveals that it was created around 600 BC during the reign of King Tuch. Unlike other Olmec artifacts, which are typically made from stone or jade, this particular piece is crafted from a lightweight clay. At first glance, the map may not seem like much more than just a simple piece of pottery. However, when researchers began to examine it more closely, they made some truly astonishing discoveries. The first thing that stood out to them was the presence of animals on the map. Many of the creatures depicted seem to be stylized versions of real animals, while others are more fantastical and may have been based on mythology. But what really caught their attention was the arrangement of these animals. As they began to trace lines between the different symbols, they realized that they formed a perfect map of the world as we know it today, complete with continents, oceans, and even islands. This was incredible because the Olmec civilization lived more than 2,500 years ago, and accurate maps were not commonplace back then. Not only that, but the map also contained markings that seemed to indicate magnetic north and south. This was even more amazing because the concept of magnetic poles had not yet been discovered by Westerners, nor had they invented the compass. So how could the Olmecs have known about this phenomenon? And even if they did, how would they have been able to accurately mark it on their map? To make things even stranger, there are also symbols on the map that resemble the constellations in the sky. This suggests that the Olmecs were not only aware of the magnetic properties of the Earth, but also had a deep understanding of astronomy and its relationship to geography. Unfortunately, as of right now, no one is 100% certain of the meaning behind these symbols. Some believe that they represent the 13 heavens of the Olmec people, while others argue that they show the path of the sun through the zodiac. However, none of these theories have been definitively proven. What makes this map so perplexing is that it seems to show a level of knowledge that was far ahead of its time. How could a civilization that old have created such an accurate representation of the world, especially considering that Europeans wouldn't discover America for another 2 millennia? Was there some advanced technology that we don't know about? Did they have access to information that was later lost? Or is there some other explanation that we haven't thought of yet? One theory to consider is that the Olmecs were influenced by a lost civilization that predated them, one with an advanced knowledge of science and technology that was eventually forgotten. This idea is supported by the fact that many of the Olmec artifacts resemble those found in other ancient cultures around the world, such as Mesopotamia and Egypt. Perhaps the Olmecs came across some ancient texts or artifacts that taught them about the world and its magnetic properties, allowing them to create their map. Maybe they discovered a map of the world made by an ancient civilization like the Dogon people, who allegedly charted the entire globe thousands of years ago. We don't know. Unfortunately, there is very little evidence to support any of these theories, and the true origins of the Olmec civilization remain a mystery. What is even more baffling is that mainstream archaeologists seem reluctant to acknowledge the possibility of any outside influence on the Olmec. Instead, they prefer to attribute any similarities to later Mesoamerican cultures, such as the Maya and Aztec, despite the fact that these cultures emerged centuries after the Olmec disappeared. It's possible that there's some kind of political or financial motivation behind this reluctance. After all, if the Olmecs were truly an isolated civilization that developed all of their knowledge independently, then it would be a huge embarrassment for archaeologists who have spent years trying to prove it. On the other hand, if we were to acknowledge the possibility that the Olmecs were influenced by an unknown lost civilization, then we would have to admit that we don't know everything there is to know about history. And that could potentially open up a Pandora's box of questions that we're really not ready to answer. Take, for instance, the Nazca lines in Peru. These mysterious geoglyphs were created by the Nazca people between 500 BC and 500 AD, long before the Olmec civilization even existed, yet they bear a striking resemblance to the constellations in the sky. How could two cultures separated by time and geography have come up with such similar designs? Is it possible that the Nazca people were also influenced by a lost civilization with knowledge of astronomy and magnetic fields? Or could there be some other explanation? The truth is, we simply don't have enough evidence to say for sure. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't keep searching for answers. By studying ancient artifacts like the Olmec map, we can learn more about the history of our planet and its people. We may never know exactly how the Olmecs created their map or what secrets it holds, but that shouldn't stop us from trying. Who knows what other discoveries await us if we're willing to keep searching? Let us know your thoughts on the mysterious map in the comments below. Do you think the Olmecs discovered Earth's magnetic energy grids? Or is there some other explanation? Share your theories and join the conversation. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.